Yo, I done 6 shows in a row, so my voice is hurting. Fans wanna hear what you're in person. Boy, oi. She want a man from Brum, but she settled with a boy from Burton. I still see feds on the block.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Beard Necessities. And in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about shaving. I'm going to go through a few things about shaving, and I'm going to talk about some of the common misconceptions and some of the things to avoid as well. So, first things first, can you shave on your Minoxidil journey? Yes, you can. It's completely your own choice. Do I shave? No, because I want a beard, and I don't really see the point in shaving. You do get better absorption, but you may as well just trim it all the way down, and at least you've still got a little bit of a beard. I did shave earlier when I was doing the, my volunteering and stuff, but obviously reduced that down. Now, is shaving risky? Well, it depends. If you're shaving correctly, no. A lot of people talk about pulling out vellus hairs. That's usually if you're using a dull razor or you're not shaving correctly. If you are shaving, do not ever, never, even though it's quicker and it's easier, don't go against the direction of hair growth. So, for example, my chin hair grows this way. Don't shave it this way. Don't. You should shave it in the direction it grows, because otherwise you risk pulling the hair out. You also risk ingrown hairs, and worst of all, you risk razor bumps. 3 things that you don't want to do. Now, that being said, if you're, pretty good at shaving and you're going to shave down and, not against the growth of your hair, against the grain of your hair, by all means do it. If you want to, no one should judge you otherwise. Now, here's some of the myths why people say they shave, and they're just nonsense. So, first things first, I shave because it makes the hair thicker. No. Shaving only gives the illusion of thickness. Initially, once the hair grows back in, it's going to be as thick as it was before. Now, the reason that people think that the hair is thicker is because hair tapers towards the end. I mean, if you take a hair and look at it, you'll see it's shorter or thinner. It's thinner at the end, and towards the root, it's thicker. And that's just the way hair grows. It's always thicker from the root. So if you think about it logically, when you actually shave that hair off from the skin, what's left underneath the skin, or on the very surface of the skin, is the blunted edge of the hair, which is thicker because it's closer to the root than the pointed end is. So to you and to your eye, it's going to give that illusion of thickness. But as it grows back in and it gets to that point where it's grown out again, it's going to look just as thick as it's always looked. The other thing is pigmentation. This one's a funny one because to me, I don't know why people believe this. I don't know where this has come from or what would ever drive someone to believe this, but I've seen people even say it on the Minoxidil bird spot, and I'm like, it's impossible. It's not true, because think about it logically. People are saying, I shave my hair and it comes back darker. It doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't, because just think about this, right? Same with the thickness argument, and we'll get onto rate of growth in a moment, but thickness argument and pigmentation argument. You're essentially taking a piece of metal, whether it be sharp or dull, and you're dragging it and scratching it across your skin to cut the hairs off, right? How on earth is that changing the actual structure of that hair in terms of how is it going to make it thicker from the root? How is it making the hair thicker? How is it darkening that hair? How is it actually doing that? Because it's the same hair that was going to grow through before. Our hairs are deep within our subcutaneous tissue under our skin. And even our vellus hairs are, they're not as deep as terminal hairs, but they're still, they're in there. Like, you pluck them out, you'll know about it, it hurts. So you tell me how on earth you would ever be able to change the colour or even the thickness by just shaving that same hair. Now, a terminal hair, when it comes through and pokes out a transitional vellus hair, they are thicker because they're from deeper within the subcutaneous tissue, and they're darker and they're thicker, but it's a different hair. Your hairs don't just transform into terminal hairs. So, sorry, debunked. It's not true at all. Don't believe it. As I said, I'll post loads of articles to this. There's so many articles debunking this, and if I find any studies, I will as well. Last thing is rate of growth. Now, this one's a little bit tricky because there is one study where they suggested that by shaving, basically instantly after shaving, the growth rate increased for a brief period of time, very brief period of time. However, this is obviously widely discussed within the scientific community. Not everyone agrees with the findings. Some people do, some people don't, and it's a difficult one. But what is even said in the study, and if I can find it, because I read it quite a while ago, if I can find it, I'll reshare it. What it basically said was that it was for a very brief period after shaving. Like, it induced the anagen phase a little bit quicker. That's all it did, the growth phase a little bit quicker. And if you really want to have growth, don't shave. That's, if you're using Minoxidil and you've grown a beard, don't shave. Like, in my view, if you want growth, why are you shaving? Like, that's the worst argument that I've seen people put up. Oh, I do it because it makes it grow quicker. It's like, well, if you just let it grow, you won't need to, like, you shaving it, making it grow quicker for a very, very short period of time is not going to make it longer in the long run, because you're just going to keep shaving it to make it grow quicker for that short period again. Anyway, guys, I've rambled on a little bit, but hopefully that's kind of giving you guys some information about shaving. So let's round this up. Is shaving bad on the Minoxidil journey? No. Does shaving have its risks on the Minoxidil journey? Yes, you could pluck out some of those little vellus hairs if you don't do it correctly, as we've already discussed. Does it create thicker hairs or change the colour of your hair and have it more pigmented? No, absolutely not. Does it increase the growth rate of hair? Probably not, but if it does, it's for a very, very brief period, as per what that study found. That isn't going to make a significant impact on how thick or how fast your beard actually grows. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope I've not pissed anyone off with this too much. If you want to continue to believe those myths, by all means feel free. It's not going to make me lose sleep at night. If you did like this video, please do hit the like button. If you do want to keep up to date with all of my videos, then please do hit the subscribe button. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you again next time. Cheers. Look, the things that are scientifically proven are Minoxidil, derma roller, and moisturiser. Now, on the other hand, we have something called scientific assumption. And I'll just place this from over here to here.